Hey, girlfriend, you know who you are. You have big, big dreams. You want to write a book, stand on a TED Talk stage, be a life coach offering wisdom from your RV in Montana, a cafe in Barcelona, or a beach chair in Tulum. Your other girlfriends and your family, they don't always get your biz savvy. Why do you want to leave your JOB? Because you're a C.A.T.S, aka coach, author, thought leader, and speaker. Meet other change makers like yourself and find out how they make it happen. This is the Big Meow podcast.
Good morning, Cortina. Welcome to C.A.T.S Network.
Thank you so much. Good morning. How are you?
Thank you for having patience with a little bit of technical difficulty with our podcast, but here we are.
Yes, indeed.
It's about being flexible. So I was told I got a quick lowdown on you, criminal justice, motivational speaker. So you are going to have to tell us more about who you are and what you do.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I cannot wait to share. And I want to make sure you're able to hear me well.
I am. I did turn you up a little bit, but I think everything's good. Okay.
Great. I have these ear pods in. I never know how I'm received.
Mm-hmm. You're good. Okay, so launch into it. Tell us about you.
Well, as I said before, I'm Cortina Jackson. I'm a motivational speaker, a talk show host, a TV and film producer, author, and actress. Basically, I have started my business as presenting motivational and impactful speeches on domestic violence, sexual abuse, gaslighting, narcissism, manipulation, and entrainment. The list goes on. But I also get to present speeches and training courses to corporate entities and businesses and C-suite execs for plans that provide empowerment, safety and security topics, and information that keeps their teams focused, aware, and always performing at a higher level.
Wow, I can hear in your voice how powerful and confident you are. I just want you to know that because, that's what I do. Is I train people in the speaking and the confidence realm. So why did you start this business? You have so much. You're an umbrella of amazing things that you do. How come this business with motivational speaking?
Well, it came from a place, it kind of developed. It came from a place of being a victim myself and going through some things in my life. But I noticed with everything that I had gone through with domestic violence myself and a lot of the abuse that I speak on, I had to go to work with that. And still perform, at top level at work without people knowing what was going on with me. And so I began to see that there's this, in so many people, there's a lot of stress, there's trauma, depression, they're facing narcissistic bosses, and there are so many personality and mental stigmas, and it creates a toxic environment. Or, as we are seeing, in today's world, it's leading to volatile situations and even workplace violence. Because I've worked in law enforcement and criminal justice for over 20 years, I've worked with some of the most violent offenders in Texas, including the civil commitment sex offenders who are not even allowed to go back into the community after they serve their sentence. And so in all that span of time, it's given me insight into what they find attractive in their victims and the way they operate in society and in business. And so I thought, I wanted to speak, originally just for people in domestic violence and going through similar things. But I thought, there's so many things happening all around us, churches, stores, you name it, violence is going on and no one's addressing the problem. And so I thought I had some answers to some of those problems that I want to bring to businesses.
Wow. Okay. So you're amazing. I want to know how you bridged the gap because I work with trauma victims myself, and I know that when you have a victim personality, which we can't help it, when you've been victimized, but that gap that you let from being a victim to, I am empowered and I can do this. What is the nugget? What is the tip? What is the thing you can inspire? The one thing that helps bridge that gap, Cortina?
Yes. Well, I think because I was on both sides of the spectrum, I was the woman in abuse. And at the time that I was in the abusive situation, basically, I was I used to be a police officer, and I, like I said before, I was a criminal justice professional, and so I had the opportunity to speak with other victims. I had the opportunity to speak with perpetrators of the crimes, and all at the same time, I was a victim. And so one day, I almost lost my life. All the dangerous encounters I've had in the prison system with criminals, my biggest threat came at the hands of another police officer. And that police officer was my own husband. So I think, I'm able to bridge the gap because I have been on I'm able to speak from a place in every facet of this big domestic violence umbrella. We have the advocates, and we have the police, the law enforcement, and we have the victims, and I was in all of the roles. And so I'm able to bridge the gap because I understand I can come from a place of many areas and speak, on exactly what each person is feeling in that puzzle, in that piece. And I believe that's how I'm able to bridge the gap and give some insight for a lot of things that are maybe not understood well. I'm able to speak on those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, communication, being able to put all shoes on your feet, it sounds like, not just one,
right.
Walking a lot of paths. So what do you love about your career? That's my next question. What do you love about your career?
I absolutely love helping people to realize their worth. I didn't realize mine, and it kept me in a place of being stuck and feeling worthless. And the more I felt worthless, the more I attracted worthlessness. Same thing with abuse in my life. I experienced so many types of abuse, but it stemmed from the way I felt about myself, even from a child being abused and just moving through life, always wearing a mask, always being two different people, the person that cried at home and stayed in bed and rocked myself to sleep, and then the one that I put the mask on and like a clown, I came out and performed. And so I always felt like I wore what I always call the clown mask because, the clown is happy and performs. They let you kick them and pour, dash water in their face, and they still got a smile. And that's the person I was to the public. I was the clown. And so when I finally took off my mask and saw who I really was, I broke down and cried because I didn't realize that underneath my mask I was so beat up. And I was so, if you were to take off the mask, it would just be an empty shell of a person. There was no one there. And so I realized my worth now, and it's just made me so rejuvenated and happy and positive. So I love what I do because I love seeing when other people take off the mask and when they realize who they are, watching their life soar. It's just the highlight. It's become my passion and my purpose, and that's what makes me get up in the morning and smile because I think, who do I get to impact today? Lord, show me who I'm to help, who am I to bless, and what am I to learn from this? So, yeah, I love it. I just love it.
Well, you are a walking success story, which leads me into my next question is, describe a recent success story with someone that you've worked with. They came to you or maybe you found them, and who they are after being with you.
Oh, wow. So I'm also an actress, so I get to be on a lot of these film sets. And, in the film industry, in the film world, the great thing about being an actor is that clown mask. I was so good at wearing my clown mask for years that acting came very naturally, that I got to be somebody else. And so that's what I found on these film sets, that, you know, everybody gets to be someone else, and you don't get to see the real them while they're performing. But I met a young lady, and she had the biggest and brightest smile, and she's such a fantastic actress. But one day I asked her, you know, just how are you doing? And I always like to ask that 3 times, because the first time they'll usually say, oh, I'm great. And then I said it again, how are you doing? And she was like, okay, I'm doing good, but how are you doing? And then her countenance changed, and that's when I got the real her, that the little girl inside that herself had been abused and was just, she said she too always wears a smile and always, you know, so bright. And in sharing my story with her, I began to see her emerge into something that she never thought. Her smile is now permanent, because from that, you know, just working with her and sharing with her, she has blossomed, and now her acting career has taken off. She is doing some amazing things. She was able to find employment. I had no idea she wasn't working, but she found employment and work, and boom, she's back. She's back in there, and her success story is beautiful. I was just so inspired, you know, just at her willingness and her resilience to keep going and be the true her.
I wish I could use your voice as a role model for people. You know, when you're told that when you smile, when you're talking on the phone, I've been in sales most of my life, and they say smile when you're on the phone with somebody, because they actually can hear it. I can hear your smile. Yes. It is absolutely amazing. So what's next for you? What's your big vision for yourself?
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I've got so much going. I'm so excited. So other than I just do so much. I hardly sleep. But I have written, produced, and starred in my first movie. So I wrote a movie during COVID. I lost my job, so I wrote this, and I called the movie Daddy. And it's so many different facets of the word daddy. And so the daddy who, you know, let me down in childhood, and then the daddy issues led to issues with daddies, when ultimately I needed to find who my father was. And so it moves through the life of abuse of a young girl experiencing and attracting that type of abuse and soul ties and different things that hold us back. And, you know, you just got to watch. It's going to come out this summer. I am planning a red carpet premiere in Dallas, Texas for it. And so that'll be on, people can follow me on IMDb. That will let you know, where that's showing. But I also have my own talk show. I'm so excited. Okay, I have a talk show. It is called Caught on the Hook, where I help you recognize the bait. And I start filming episodes in March. It'll stream on Apple, Amazon, Roku, Zandra TV network, and it'll be international. And that show is about, I will talk to amazing guests who have, just what I've been talking about, how they've gone to a place of being, almost feeling stuck or caught on the hook in their life, and how they have moved forward anyway to create a life, of success, or a life that moved them forward in life. And so any type of being stuck, not just abuse, but, family issues and trauma and horrible bosses, it's unlimited. But, I'm going to have amazing guests, and I'm always looking for guests who are willing to be on the show. That's what's next. That and so many more things, but I'm so thankful.
So besides IMDb, which probably a lot of people don't even know about, I do. I love it. Right. How can we find you? How can we connect with you?
Probably the best way is through my website at CortinaJackson.com. I always there's information about the show, the talk show. I also have on that website my actors page. It shows a little bit about what I've done, and I think there's a place where you can even click. It'll take you directly to IMDb, which is it shows you all the actors and a little background about them, all the movies they've been in. So for those who don't know what IMDb is, it tells you everything about an actor and their movies and upcoming things. So yes, definitely follow me on my website, and I'm on all the social media. If you look Cortina Jackson, I'm gonna probably be there. I've even joined the nation of TikTok.
There you go. Well, Cortina, thank you so much. You are a bundle of positive energy, and personally for me, thank you, and from C.A.T.S Network, thank you for your time today.
Oh, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure, and I'm very honored. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, and so shine your light down the road.
Yes.
All
let's
right.
do it.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Big Meow podcast, sponsored by C.A.T.S Network. If you liked what you heard, please take a moment to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. You can also join our network filled with positivity and possibility. Visit www.catsnetworking.com to join us and learn more, together with your magical, motivated, and mystical new friends at C.A.T.S Network. Let's transform 1 million lives with your message. Are you feeling isolated, sitting at home in your PJs? Or perhaps you're tired of the comfy sweatpants with holes in them that are hidden just below the camera? I mean, you could puke at the thought of another day of Zoom meetings and reporting to your BOSS. Do you want freedom from your home office desk or the office cubicle? Do you want freedom from your current career? Or are you frustrated that your online biz dreams are going nowhere? It's all too overwhelming. Where do you start? All the tech, the choices, and your message. Yep, I said your message, your brand, your voice. What is it? Do you even know what that means? Do you need a biz coach but don't want to invest the big bucks? Let's face it, being a solopreneur is lonely, but you don't have to do it alone. And here's a solution. Join C.A.T.S Network. C.A.T.S Network is a woman-only membership community exclusively available to you, the life coach or executive coach, the author, the thought leader, or the public speaker. If you identify with this list or want to work on adding some of these to your skill set, C.A.T.S is the place for you. Check us out at www.catsnetworking.com. That's C.A.T.S networking.com. Because let's face it, cats are better together.